the tea? I heard you wanna. What's the tea? Heard you wanna. The tea, like me. What's the tea? What's the tea?
Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Sebastian Bonet Show. I am your host, Sebastian Bonet. Part of my presentation, I am fighting a cold right now. Upon my graduation last Friday, I had to take my baby sister back to Atlanta to catch her ride back to Kentucky. As you know, a cold front came through and the temperature was drastically different from Tallahassee's weather, so going from one climate to the next have now rendered me sick. So really, pardon the whole Scully, yay Florida State, in this jacket because I'm trying to keep myself warm and sweat out this cold. But the purpose of this video tonight is something very serious, very dear, I guess if you will, to me. I was reading my sorority sister's blog spot. Shout out to Dominique Grant. I was reading her blog spot and it was dealing with molestation. And I felt that I should put a face to molestation. Oftentimes in this lifestyle, people don't understand why we are gay or why we are the things that we are. And it stems back from things that have happened in our past. Majority of the time. I'm not going to say always, but majority of the time, it is from things that have stemmed back from things that have happened in our past. And for me, I was sexually abused by my male cousin from the age of 8 to about 12. Couldn't stop it. Didn't exactly know what was going on. Now I knew what sex was, or at least what it was supposed to be between a man and a woman, but I kind of found out about it through my cousin. I guess I was never a quote-unquote masculine or football typish kind of person. I've always been a dude of big stature, and I guess people figured that I should play football or have some kind of masculine swag, I guess, about me. And that was never the case. I mean, when I was growing up, they bought me an Easy Bake Oven. You know. So that's a dead giveaway. I was an inside kid. I was a nerd. I loved to play on my computer. Oregon Trail was like my favorite game, and Number Munchers, you know, for those old folks that know about that. But I guess my cousin saw that weakness or that side of me, and from age 8 to 12, from 8 to 12, I was molested, and not just, you know, touching here. It was like full out sex. I remember one time we had sex and he had ejaculated or nutted or whatever inside of me, and I had to go home wet. Like my grandmother, no one knew we were at a family function, and we had gone off into the woods or whatever, and about thinking I'm following, you know, my big cousin or whatever, trying to hang out with him, not knowing that that was going to happen. And so we had sex, I guess if you want to call it, or rape or molestation, whatever it's called. It happened, and I had to go home, like literally, like with semen. I'm trying to not use all the nasty names for it, but semen like dripping out of me because, you know, I didn't know what was going on, and I actually had to say, hey, look, you know, I just got molested and I need to go to the bathroom. I need to change clothes. And I went home, took a shower, and I threw the clothes in the trash because I didn't want any remembrance of that, you know, of that time. And how I kind of explain it to people that, well, did that make you gay? Or is that why you're gay or bisexual, whatever you want to call it? And the way I explain it, it's kind of like eating Brussels sprouts. You know, you don't like eating Brussels sprouts, but the more your parents make you eat it, the more you get the taste for it. And that's how I feel about it. You know, in my family, I know, I've heard the term faggot before, and punk and sissy, and didn't know what they were, but the way it was used in a very negative light. So you know that it was not good. And so, I knew that that was something that I didn't want to be, but I also knew that I had those inklings. And once again, I guess my cousin saw those inklings and further perpetuated me into that life. So from 8 to 12, I was molested, and it happened numerous times. Like I said, it's like eating Brussels sprouts. The more you eat it, the more you begin to like it. And so when I was 12, when I was 12, I had my first willing sexual encounter with a female. And then when I was 14, I had my first willing sexual encounter with a guy. And I personally feel that, I know that those feelings were there for me, but without that further push, if you will, from my cousin, I don't know if I would be the way I am now. Not saying that there's anything wrong with where I am now, because God knows I am happy within myself and things of that nature. But I don't know if it would be to this extreme. Will I be on the DL? Will I be trying to make my family happy and living an alternate life? I honestly don't know. But I just want to encourage other people, young and old, that this has happened to, that it's okay to acknowledge it, to understand. Because if you don't acknowledge it, you're going to forever carry around that issue. And for me, I see my cousin all the time, and it does not bother me. It's not like, it's something that, oh, I hate you because you did this to me. It's like, okay, you reap what you sow, And he has had a very hard life since then. In and out of jail, different baby mama dramas, this, that, and the other. And the same way you can't judge me, I can't judge him. Did I like what he did? No. Do I appreciate what he did? No. Can I change what he did? No. So it's up for me to ultimately get over it and continue on with my day. And so for those young persons that are being molested or have been molested, please tell someone. It's not a burden that you have to carry around by yourself, because now we are in the age of modern technology where you have the access of YouTube and iPhones and Blackberries and Androids, all this wonderful technology that you have access to, that now, since you know better, I quote unquote, you should do better. And it's okay to talk to an older person. It might hurt, it might be embarrassing, it might be something that even could tear the family apart. And I'm not trying to scare you by any means, but to better your life, to better your peace of mind, to better your understanding, tell someone. Even if it's not a parent, tell someone that you're close to. Tell another adult figure that these things are going on, so it can be nipped in the bud. I don't know. I just, oftentimes it is swept under the rug in African American families that these things happen. Oftentimes it is referred to as a generational curse. It happened to the mother, so it happened to the child, and it happens to their child. And at some point we have to break these generational curses. And I acknowledge what has happened to me. People look at me and like, Sebastian, you're so happy, or Sebastian, how can you say these things, or Sebastian, how can you act that way? Because I am happy within myself. Anyone that knows me knows I am a happy-go-lucky kind of guy until you piss me off, and then that's a whole other matter. But, you have to find inner peace within yourself. And for me, it's by talking about it, not embarrassing the person, because I would never say their name. But at the same token, letting you know that it's okay. It has happened. You're not the only person that this unfortunate act is happening to. So if it is happening to you and it doesn't just happen to young people, it happens to older people as well. So if you're, if this has happened to you 10 years ago, if it happened to you 2 months ago, if it happened to you a day ago, please express yourself to someone. You don't want to be, feel, ostracized. That you think you're the only one that this is happening to, and that's not the case. So this is my little video about that, because society looks at us and says, how can you be gay? How can you do this? How can you do that? How can you do this? And one of my, I wouldn't say it's my favorite gospel songs, but the words of the song is, you don't know my story or the things that I've been through. Oh, Lord. You don't know my story. You can't feel my pain or what I had to go through to get here. You'll never understand my praise. Don't try to figure it out, because my worship is real. The first part about it, you don't understand my story. Everybody has a story. I was trying to quote that, but I haven't sung it in so long. You don't know what somebody's preface is. You know, for the educated folks, you know, the preface, beginning part of the book, or the foreword, or foreword. You don't know what they have gone through in their past life or past, you know, history to make them this person, be it homosexuality, bisexuality, alcoholism, anything, drug habit use. You don't know what put them in this current position, what has happened in the past. So my thing is, don't judge a book by its cover. You need to know everything about that book before you come to a conclusion. So this is my little video about that, y'all. Please forward it, because this is a serious matter. I don't think within just within the African American community, but within society as a whole, we have a tendency to sweep things under the rug as if they don't exist, and they do. So that's my little bit about that. To those that this may be going to, feel free to hit me up with a message in my inbox, even if you need to talk. I am a very confidential person. A lot of my friends come to me to talk. And once it goes in these ears, it does not depart this mouth. So, I mean, share your personal experiences, what you got through to, what you did to get through the situation, because that may help somebody else. Your testimony will help somebody else. So anyways, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. My name is Sebastian Bonet. Pardon my nasalness. Good God, it's coming back. My name is Sebastian Bonet. This is the Sebastian Bonet Show. Please follow me on Twitter, which is www.twitter.com/Sebastian Bonet, all one word, SEBASTIANBONET. You can follow me or get in contact with me via my website, which is www.whatst, like how we say what's tea or what's the tea, but it's what's the letter T photography.com, which is WHATS, the letter T PHOTOGRAPHY.com, and you can get in contact with me there. Alright, thank y'all so much for tuning in, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Y'all be blessed. Oh, and a side note, at the bottom of the thing, there's a little arrow that does, there's a little button that does this, and there's a button that does this. Click this button. This gets me more popular and this makes me more popular, excuse me, that was so ebonics. This makes me more popular and gets me out to the masses. I like to have a good time, but I also love to educate. So, yes, this one, and then click this one. Don't click this one, but they're going to be side by side like this. Okay, so, y'all be good, have a good night, and God bless, and y'all have a Merry Christmas, a Happy Kwanzaa, a Happy Hanukkah, a Happy Yom Kippur, all that good stuff that you celebrate. And God bless y'all. Y'all be good. Ciao.